Your top stories this evening sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Deadly gas station bombing. Prime suspect arrested. Clothing worn by the bomber found. APNU'S Dr. Campbell and Daniels call for proper screening of foreign nationals, especially Venezuelans. WIN and FGM roasts government over its handling of national security amidst gas station bombing. 450 million biotechnology plant tissue culture laboratory commissioned. And in sport, Agatash Primary School receives generous donation towards sports development. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, October 28th edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. Hours after offering a $5 million reward for the terrorism suspect responsible for Sunday night's bombing at the Mobile gas station, police arrested the main suspect at Virgin Sideline Dam, East Bank, Essequibo, Tuesday afternoon. More details in this report. In its latest update on the Regent Street fuel station explosion, the Guyana Police Force announced the arrest of the main suspect in the gas station bombing. The police gave his name as Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo. He was arrested at the Virgin Sideline Dam on the east bank of Essequibo Tuesday afternoon. 3 other individuals, including a male Venezuelan national, were taken into custody Monday afternoon. Nightly News understands that the arrest came following a coordinated police operation. Acting on intelligence and CCTV footage, investigators also intercepted a silver motor car believed to have been used to transport one of the suspects. Police on Tuesday morning reported that they also recovered clothing believed to have been worn by the suspect when he allegedly planted the explosives at the Mobile gas station. The items were discovered at a location in Region 3, where investigators also conducted several searches. Nightly News has been informed that a team of police ranks has since descended on Region 3 as part of an expanded investigation. The tragic explosion occurred on Sunday, October 26, 2025, at the Mobile fuel station at Regent and King Streets, Georgetown, claiming the life of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and leaving 4 others seriously injured. Authorities are urging anyone with information on the explosion or others who may be involved to contact the nearest police station or call 911. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. As we continue with coverage on that explosion at the Mobile gas station, we tell you that incoming parliamentarian for a Partnership for National Unity, Terence Campbell, believes Guyana is facing a major security breach and is urging the People's Progressive Party civic government to tighten the noose on screening procedures. Here's more. Sunday night's detonation of a bomb at the Mobile gas station on Regent Street, which claimed the life of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and left 4 others severely injured, should not be taken lightly by the government, so says APNU member Dr. Terence Campbell. Dr. Campbell, who spoke with reporters on the sidelines of a visit to the child's family, emphasized that border security and management measures have become increasingly vital in global counterterrorism efforts.
I'm certain that the level of screening that we ought to have of these Venezuelan migrants is less than desired.
The APNU member believes that in light of the 3 recent bombings, Guyana is now facing a serious security breach. He is calling on the government to implement stricter screening procedures, especially for Venezuelans.
This is coming after explosions at GPL substation and the Rheinfeld police station. And it seems as though we are in a reactive mode and a proactive mode. I believe that nothing is foolproof, but I believe that if proper screening was done and documentation was done, we're not here to promote xenophobia, but we are here to also, we must be balanced against protecting our local citizens.
Police have since identified a Spanish-speaking national, believed to be from neighboring Venezuela, as the prime suspect in Sunday night's deadly explosion. CCTV footage showed the man placing a bag near the station's propane cylinders. Bags police suspect may have contained explosives.
The two previous bombings have done nothing to push the government towards screening of all migrants in this country. I think this incident, this tragic loss, today we're dealing with a family that is suffering, a mother that's in pain, a brother that's in pain, sisters that are in pain, grandmothers in pain. And it is sad that the loss of this life might be the trigger for us to screen properly.
Meanwhile, another APNU member, attorney at law Ronald Daniels, noted that while international law obligates countries to respect and protect the human rights of all individuals, measures to counter terrorism are equally critical.
There is widespread insecurity in our country in terms of the Venezuelan population. As Mr. Campbell has indicated, we have no difficulties extending that humanitarian accommodation, but proper documenting has to be done.
Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, the We Invest in Nationhood and the Forward Guyana movement have strongly condemned Sunday's terrorism attack at the Mobil gas station that led to the death of a child and injuries to others. The parties came out swinging at the People's Progressive Party Civic for its handling of Guyana's national security. Marvin Cato reports.
The Forward Guyana Movement, FGM, and We Invest in Nationhood WIN, in separate press statements, have condemned in the strongest possible terms Sunday's explosion at the Mobil gas station on Regent and King Street, Georgetown. The parties have since called for national unity and an urgent security review. In its statement, FGM party says it condemns in the strongest and most unequivocal terms the horrific act that claimed the innocent life of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and injured several others. FGM is urging all citizens to remain calm, vigilant, and united. This is a moment for solidarity, not suspicion, for collective resolve. Not division, the statement continued. No person or group must be targeted or blamed based on ethnicity, language, or nationality. Our strength as a people lies in our unity, our decency, and our commitment to justice under the rule of law. The party has called on authorities to reaffirm that every life in Guyana is sacred and that the protection of our people is and must always be the highest responsibility of those who govern. Meanwhile, the We Invest in Nationhood WIN party sees the need for heightened national security as our national security was compromised. WIN, in its statement, reminded that the moment party politics took precedence among those who were more interested in winning an election than ensuring the security of our country and its people, our national security became vulnerable to the attacks we have had. The party believes that the government ignored the necessary checks that should be put in place when another country is trying to take control of 3/4 of its territory. It reminded that given the current geopolitical dynamics, Guyana must remain on full alert for any potential negative repercussions or retaliatory actions from Venezuela. Therefore, when calls for Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Marvin. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Did you tell him that Danny went to pick up KFC?
No, wait a minute. Are we really not going to tell him we already have KFC?
A tasty dinner shouldn't be that complicated. Crunch the routine and order a delicious KFC bucket for the best price. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Oil and gas companies are investing $225 million to support women-owned businesses in Guyana. This means women who operate small and medium-sized enterprises will receive jobs, skills training, and assistance to improve their businesses when providing services. These investments are creating a more inclusive environment for all Guyanese to thrive. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
HGP Nightly News. Guyana has been ranked at 80 out of 143 countries in the 2025 World Justice Project Rule of Law Index, reflecting both progress and ongoing challenges in governance, judicial independence, and the protection of civil rights. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
In a press statement, it was noted that a stark 68% of countries declined in the rule of law in 2025 compared to 57% in the previous year, including Guyana. Guyana's overall rule of law score decreased by less than 1% in this year's index. It ranks 80th out of 140 countries worldwide. Within the Latin America and the Caribbean region, Guyana holds the 18th position out of 32 countries, a slight decline from its 16th place regional ranking in 2024. The World Justice Project WJP Rule of Law Index is the world's leading source for measuring how the rule of law is experienced and perceived. It uses data from expert and household surveys to assess 8 critical factors: constraints in government powers, absence of corruption, open government, fundamental rights, order and security, regulatory enforcement, civil justice, and criminal justice. Scores range from 0 to 1, with higher scores indicating stronger adherence to the rule of law. According to the index, Guyana's score highlights relative strengths in transparency and controlling corruption, but points to weaknesses in judicial independence and civic space. These areas are essential for ensuring citizens can access justice fairly and that government powers are properly checked. Guyana's mid-tier global ranking, along with its regional position of 18th, signal that while the country has established important rule of law foundations, there remains significant work to safeguard the independence of the judiciary and strengthen democratic institutions. Experts note that sustaining improvements in the rule of law is particularly crucial as Guyana experiences rapid economic growth, especially in the oil and extractive sectors. Strengthening governance, upholding the rights of citizens, and promoting transparency are key steps toward ensuring economic gains are translated into sustainable development and inclusive progress. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
In an update from Jada June, construction works at the Betfawaktin Primary School are underway as efforts intensify to curb a growing pigeon infestation.
Construction is currently in progress at the BV Primary School to address the persistent pigeon infestation that has affected several classrooms. The initiative, which focuses on improving the school's infrastructure, includes sealing open spaces, repairing roofs, and reinforcing areas vulnerable to bird entry. The president of the Parent-Teacher Association, PTA, Mr. Alvin McCurdy, has expressed satisfaction with the ongoing project, noting that the construction is a welcome development that will benefit the entire school community. The PTA praised the initiative as timely and necessary for improving the conditions under which students learn.
We do welcome the work that is going on at the school, and we're optimistic that based on the works, it would bring an end to the issue that we've been having for quite some time.
According to reports, workers are actively securing holes in the ceilings and other parts of the building to prevent pigeons from nesting inside classrooms. Cleaning and sanitation efforts are also underway to ensure learning spaces are safe and hygienic once construction is complete. For safety reasons, only grade 6 students are currently attending school as they prepare for their upcoming examinations. This temporary measure was put in place to minimize disruption to their studies while work continues on other parts of the building.
Currently, the grade 6 pupils are back at school. In terms of the grades 1 to 5, we have received some worksheets which we distributed so that there is no work missed.
5 days ago, the Ministry of Education suspended classes to accommodate repairs after teachers and parents threatened protest action. Jada Jones reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Priya Manik Chand on Tuesday met with the Regional Democratic Council of Region 3 to reinforce the importance of stronger coordination and leadership in local service delivery. Here again is Jada June.
Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Priya Manik Chand continues our countrywide engagement with local governance bodies, this time meeting with the Regional Democratic Council of Essequibo Islands, West Demerara, Region 3. During Tuesday's session, the minister emphasized that local leadership plays a crucial role in improving community well-being and building public trust. She reminded councillors that RDC set the tone for service delivery in their regions and that leadership must reflect accountability, responsiveness, and a people-centered approach. Discussions also focused on improving efficiency in project execution, tackling infrastructure challenges, and strengthening support systems for residents. Minister Manik Chand also stressed the importance for better coordination between the RDC, NDCs, and central government agencies to avoid duplications, delays, and miscommunication in service delivery. She highlighted that the ministry stands ready to support every level of local government, but effective service delivery begins with local leadership commitment to partnership and proactive action. This meeting is part of an ongoing series of consultations aimed at boosting collaboration among regional and municipal bodies across the country. Jada Jones reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Jada, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. CVON's waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call CVON's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Guyana's oil and gas sector is ensuring safety standards remain top priority. Modern technology such as thermal imaging systems, real-time monitoring, and reporting of environmental discharges of FPSOs has been implemented to reduce risks. Hands-on training in health and safety is intensifying, strengthening environmental sustainability both onshore and offshore. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And hear this, you getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
HGP Nightly News. President Irfan Ali on Tuesday highlighted Guyana's rapid economic transformation and its leading role in global climate solutions as he addressed the 9th edition of the Future Investment Initiative in Saudi Arabia. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
President Ali, speaking at the 9th edition of the Future Investment Initiative in Saudi Arabia, said that Guyana remains one of the few countries with its biodiversity largely intact, maintaining one of the highest biodiversity densities and among the lowest deforestation rates in the world. He noted that Guyana's forests store approximately 19.5 gigaton of carbon.
We have a standing forest that is 89% of the country, yet many persons does not know that this is the country that is keeping the world alive. This is a country that is keeping the world alive, and yet we say we don't know.
The president emphasized that while climate change and deforestation pose major global challenges, Guyana continues to offer practical solutions to these issues, though its efforts often go unrecognized.
But if I flip the coin and I ask you, which is the fastest growing economy in the world, which country has some of the largest oil reserve discovered, then suddenly all the investors, it is Guyana.
He pointed out that the discovery of oil has accelerated Guyana's pace of transformation and enabled the government to make strategic investments to support sustainable growth.
And to compete in a global system, regardless of how big or small you are, you have to have the right infrastructure, the right education system, you have to have health care, you have to have a food system that will keep your people out of starvation and from hunger. You have to do these things. In our case, we are now able to have energy that will be competitive and allow us to compete in the energy infrastructure.
President Ali said Guyana is now leapfrogging into the 2030 and beyond world, one driven by artificial intelligence, data centers, and technology. While advancing in these areas, he noted Guyana is also strengthening traditional sectors to position itself as the food capital of the world and to develop a highly skilled population.
To do all of this, we know, like Qatar, we have to bring in talent, we have to bring in people, we have to bring in investment, we have to bring in technology. So that is what we're doing. We don't have the time or the human resource asset in terms of numbers to start from scratch. We have to bring in the models that are proven and then advance it for our own development.
Tiana Co reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Ministry of Agriculture continued its Agricultural Month celebration with the commissioning of the $450 million biotechnology plant tissue culture lab located at the National Agricultural Research Institute.
This facility that we are commissioning here will truly make your studies becomes reality.
That was Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa giving the featured address at the commissioning of the $450 million biotechnology plant tissue culture laboratory as he courted students in attendance who have a passion for agriculture.
You will be moving out from the classroom in doing the theoretical work that you have been doing over the years to come here to see what practical works entails.
He continued his engagement by reminding those in attendance that the specialized facility will be used to advance plant propagation methods in a sterile, controlled environment in order to grow plants from small tissue samples on an artificial nutrient medium to reduce both Guyana and CARICOM's food import bill.
When you enhance science, you have good results.
Mustafa highlighted that this lab will be used for applications such as large-scale cloning, developing disease-free plants, and producing new varieties. This is all in an effort to produce 1 million plantlets per year and contribute to stocking the new food storage facility being built to increase agricultural exports from Guyana.
As we commission today this new tissue culture laboratory, which is of course under the guidance of NARI and the staff, it's indeed a very transformative agenda of this government.
Minister Vikram Ramkissoon in his brief remarks reminded that the laboratory's inception is as a result of hard work and dedication, since the project will aid in the transformation of the agricultural sector, making the much touted value-added agricultural products initiative a reality.
What it will do, it will be giving almost 1 million plantlets to the farmers, which will then ensure that we fulfill our agenda.
Ramkissoon also spoke to farmers and farming remaining competitive and credited both local and international partnerships for this.
This event marks another important milestone in the journey of Guyana's agricultural modernization and reflects the shared commitment of India and Guyana.
Manish Kumar, representing the Indian High Commissioner, reminded of the shared values and similarities between our two countries and eagerly pointed out that Guyana is on the path to effectively use modern technology to develop the agricultural sector, bringing more rewards to the country. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Marvin. Incoming Member of Parliament Psycho Andrews will be lobbying for microenterprises to obtain required capital in order to remain sustainable in the business consortium. Antonio Day will tell you more.
Despite being labeled the fastest growing economy, Guyana's micro-sized enterprises continue to struggle with unfair competition and a lack of capital to sustain themselves. Psycho Andrews, an incoming Member of Parliament for the Partnership for National Unity, stated that given the country's economic trajectory, all citizens, including micro-enterprises, must be benefited equitably.
Being the fastest growing economy in the world is just a title. If it doesn't hit the ordinary person, if it doesn't hit the small entrepreneur, if it doesn't hit your business class to the extent that you're able to grow and to realize their profits and all of that, makes no sense.
Andrews, an entrepreneur, noted that Guyana needs to develop a system similar to India that protects retailers.
India has a program where they protect the space of the entrepreneurs in retail. Guyana doesn't have that. So we're the fastest growing economy. We attract foreign investment, but sometimes the foreign investment comes in a space that should have been carved out for Guyanese.
The incoming Member of Parliament noted that with foreign investors dominating the retail sector, it puts Guyanese enterprises, particularly those that are merely surviving, at a greater disadvantage. He noted that this is where state intervention is required to ensure that there is an equilibrium in the business landscape.
There's no zoning law to protect him, so you find he's struggling. He has a problem with accessing finances.
Head of state and government to better adapt to upcoming challenges and opportunities. President Ali has repeatedly emphasized the importance of providing small businesses with the necessary capital to thrive in the regional and local markets. The president has urged the private sector to take the lead in assisting micro and medium-sized a level playing field for all. The challenges of unfair competition and limited access to sufficient capital persist. The individuals who prefer their identities to be withheld in fear of victimization urges the government to urgently evaluate the situation. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
To end our lead stories, we tell you that in keeping with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals outlined under the United Nations Development and Modern Services by reducing carbon footprints with the constant rollout of electric vehicle charging stations. Antonio Day has more.
Among this, access to affordable, reliable, and modern services is being advanced at the local level. This has been facilitated in partnership with the United Nations Local Office and the Guyana Energy Agency, with the rollout of additional electric vehicle charging stations nationwide. This was
the joint SDG project, which you guys had a chance to see the launch of, where we talked about the charging stations we're establishing here in Guyana. We 5 and 6, so there will be one in at least each region.
Pearson noted that the rolling out of electric vehicle charging station
in basically every regional location along the coast.
The UNDP aims for countries to significantly increase the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix by 2030 and to double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency in one area impacts others, and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Countries have pledged to prioritize the advancement of those who are furthest behind. The SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls. Dr. Mahendra Sharma, CEO of the Guyana Energy Agency, highlighted progress in electric mobility, noting that EVs are benefiting from national investments in infrastructure, capacity building, and fiscal incentives to support the low-carbon agenda, according to a GEA released on October 2nd. The government, through the GEA, is leading the expansion of EV charging infrastructure. Sonia Mall, Providence Giftland Mall, Lelandale SNR Parking Lot, Purika, Chedijagan International Airport, Timeri, Little Rock Suites, New Amsterdam, and outside the GEA head office in Georgetown. Star Computers has also joined the list. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Island Dream promotion. Win your share of more than $1 million in cash and prizes, plus 2 all-inclusive weekend staycations for 2. And that's not all. Find the code starting with BB. Then visit at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean on IG or Facebook for details.
Live the island dream, get money. Live the island dream.
Are we really not going to tell him we already have KFC?
A tasty dinner shouldn't be that complicated. Crunch the routine and order a delicious KFC bucket for the best price. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's installation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffurs sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffurs sash windows for the perfect Rose Hall, BV, Kanji, and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
So yeah, I was watching the game last night.
Oh gosh, is this Valerie people again?
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm with the Ministry of Health, here to distribute our annual filaria tablets.
So wait, because every year you have to share these tablets?
Why so often?
That's a very good question. Filaria is spread in mosquitoes, and the worm could live inside you for many years. Taking a tablet once is not enough to stop them. That's why the program provides them every caused by the tablets. It's the disease itself. See, filaria, it actually damages the lymphatic system over time, which causes scrotal swelling and big foot. The pills actually prevent that by stopping the worms before they cause permanent damage.
Oh. So it's really about all of us?
Not just one person?
Exactly. By each person taking their dose, we move closer to eliminating filaria from Guyana.
Alright, well, we'll take ours today.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. We'll take ours.
Remember, everyone in your household needs to take the tablet too. That's how we protect families and our whole community.
We are talking about filaria gonna get knocked out. TKO.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. We begin with news in the Caribbean. Prime Minister Kamel Bessar has criticized CARICOM, describing it as an unreliable partner that has chosen to side with Venezuela over Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking during an interview on Crime Watch program last evening, Kamel Bessar commented on the lack of regional support for Trinidad and Tobago's endorsement of the United States naval assets in the Caribbean. She said CARICOM is proving to be an unreliable partner in some regards because they chose Venezuela over Trinidad. They chose Venezuela over Trinidad, and that is something we need to remember. The Prime Minister stated that some CARICOM partners see a zone of peace, but if there is none in Trinidad and Tobago, maybe those further north experience it. Trinidad and Tobago are at odds over the U.S. military build-up in the region, with Caracas accusing Port of Spain of supporting Washington's regime change efforts in Venezuela. Still with news in the region. Venezuela has suspended energy development cooperation with Trinidad and Tobago, including joint natural gas projects in the works, according to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Monday. Maduro said in a TV broadcast that the oil ministry and state-run oil producer, PDVSA's board, sent a proposal to suspend a cooperation agreement with Trinidad to his desk. His order immediately suspended all aspects of the energy agreement with Trinidad and Tobago, he said, and Congress and the Supreme Court will be asked to weigh in with additional recommendations. That would likely mean that Venezuela will revoke the license to develop the massive Dragon natural gas field, among other projects. Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago government says it will deport 200 illegal Venezuelan nationals as part of the crackdown on criminal activities in the country. The Ministry of Homeland Security has since issued an order to place all illegal migrants at the Immigration Detention Center for deportation. In August, Prime Minister Kamel Bessar stated that there will be no mass deportation, while her administration continued to work on a policy regarding illegal migrants, linking the issue to criminality and blaming the previous administration for inadequate action. And finally, with some international news. Hurricane Melissa was packing sustained winds of up to 175 miles per hour on Monday, approaching Jamaica as a Category 5 storm, which could be unprecedented for the island. Prime Minister Andrew Holness ordered mandatory evacuations in southern Jamaica, including Port Royal, and sought foreign support, warning of potential damage to homes in history. Also with news in the international diaspora, the U.S. military on Monday struck 4 more vessels that were allegedly trafficking narcotics in the eastern Pacific Ocean, killing 14 and leaving 1 survivor, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced on X. The 4 vessels were hit in 3 different strikes, Hegseth said. The strikes bring the total death toll in President Donald Trump's campaign against alleged trafficking in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific to more than 50. The 4 vessels were known by our intelligence apparatus, transiting along known narco-trafficking routes and carrying narcotics, Hegseth wrote. 8 male narco-terrorists were aboard the vessel during the first strike. 4 male narco-terrorists were aboard the vessel during the second strike. 3 male narco-terrorists were aboard the vessel during the third strike. A total of 14 narco-terrorists were killed during the 3 strikes, with 1 survivor. All strikes were in international waters with no U.S. force harm. He added that these narco-terrorists have killed more Americans than Al-Qaeda, and they will be treated the same. We will track them, we will network them, and then we will hunt and kill them. End of quote. Hegseth said that the U.S. military personnel began search and rescue operations for the survivor, and Mexican authorities assumed responsibility for coordinating the rescue. It is not clear what happened to the survivor from there. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Goodbye and be safe.
Let's join Delvin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. We begin tonight with fishing. On Saturday, the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Zulfikar Mustafa, participated in the Ministry of Agriculture's Fisheries Department's annual Big Catch fishing competition. The event, which was held at the Kingston Seawall Jetty behind the Marriott Beachfront, commenced at 6 a.m., gathering employees from the Ministry of Agriculture, students, and recreational fishing enthusiasts for a morning of engagement, leisure, and healthy rivalry. The minister mentioned that events like the Big Catch not only contributes to promoting responsible fishing techniques, but it also underscores the expanding potential of sport fishing in Guyana. Moving into football, on Monday, October 27, 2025, Assistant Commissioner Dion Moore, Commander of Police, Regional Division Number 7, made a generous contribution of 15 pairs of football uniforms to the Agatash Primary School's football team. The official handover ceremony took place at the Police Regional Headquarters, Bartica, where Regional Sports Officer Mr. Mark Ambrose received the donation on behalf of the team. This meaningful initiative aims to support the ongoing development and participation of young athletes from the Agatash community who are currently taking part in the court's Under-11 Pee Wee football competition. Action resumed with the quarterfinals round of the 2025 Courts Optical Pee Wee Under-11 football tournament at the Ministry of Education ground on Saturday. The first match was a 3-1 victory for Lenoir Primary over Tuckville Primary on penalties after an initial 2-2 draw. Match number 2 was a 3-0 victory for St. John the Baptist Primary, also decided on penalties after playing to a goalless draw against St. Gabriel's Primary. Match number 3 produced a tense 1-0 victory for Redeemer Primary over St. Pius Primary, and the final quarterfinal match saw West Rheinveld Primary defeat Agatash Primary 2-0. St. John the Baptist Primary would then secure a 2-0 victory over Dima Primary in the first semi-final, as Lenore Primary secured a 1-0 victory over West Rheinveld Primary in semi-final number 2. More in football action resumed in the Guyana Football Federation's Division 1 Women's League 2025 with 2 fixtures at the National Training Center in Providence on Friday. The first match was a 2-0 victory for Ansgrove United over Menedalus, as both Crystal Sutton and Anastasia Adrian scored once in a winning effort. In match number 2, Shamaya Hing scored once as both Delana Small and Rihanna Da Costa netted brilliant doubles in a commanding 5-0 victory for the Fruta Conquerors over Riversview United FC. Still in football, action also resumed in the Georgetown Football Association's Senior Men's League 2025 with 2 matches at the Police Sports Club Ground Yves on Friday and 2 matches on Sunday. On Friday, the first match was a 1-0 victory for the Motherland FC over the Tabletoppers Rhythm Squad, as the player of the match, Charles Ihirim, produced the winning strike. Match number 2 was a commanding 4-1 victory for Beacon FC over Ordis FC on the back of 1 goal. The player of the match in the first fixture, as Spiller FC and North Stars played to a scoreless draw. Match number 2 was a commanding 3-0 victory in Schools Football League with 4 fixtures at the Ministry of Education ground on Sunday. The first match was a commanding 3-1 victory for the 3 Miles. Tyler Abraham scored once in a losing effort. In match number 2, Charlestown Secondary secured a close 2-1 victory over Abramzul Secondary, as Lyndon Gray scored a dazzling hat-trick, and Jeremiah Griffith, Joel Griffith, and Donovan Welcome each scored once in a winning effort. The final match was another comprehensive 10-2 victory for defense. Superb hat-trick. Shaquan David and Brian Wharton each scored doubles, while Nyron Barrow, Tyrone Walcott, and Mark Velcrom each scored once in the 8-goal victory. Its 4th annual fireworks event at the Kingston Bandstand Circuit on Sunday. Awarding prizes to the top 6 finishers, the high-stakes elite category race was won by Guyanese Brighton John in a close finish against Trinidadians J.D. Neves and Leon Tripty. Barbadian Dominic Howard finished in Hamilton, with Kwame Fortune finishing 2nd and Andy Rajkaran finishing 3rd. In the over 50 category, James Jolin Joseph secured victory, while Adam Alexander secured victory in the Masters 35-49 category ahead of Sagan Hubbard. The junior category was won by Johnny Cutting over Alex Newton in 2nd. HGP TV Sports Pulse, I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
Deadly gas station explosion. Prime suspect arrested. Clothing worn by the bomber found. APNU'S Dr. Campbell and Attorney at Law Daniels handling of national security amidst gas station bombing. 450 million biotechnology plant tissue culture laboratory commissioned. And in sport, Agatash Primary School's football team receives generous donation towards sports development. Those are our major headlines. TV.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.